Hello, welcome to the Star Card Tarot. This is Karen with tarot messages today. I got the song coming up today earlier very heavily. It's an old Diana Ross song called My Old Piano. I have a ball with my old piano. That song heavily, so might be some messages for someone out there. Also, a song that came up again, it was recently. I can't remember the artist right now, but that song Daydream, or it goes, what a day for a daydream. For some reason, that also is reminding me of that Robin Hood cartoon Disney version of Robin Hood, but not in Nottingham. Sometimes the ups outnumber the downs. But the general mood with any of these songs coming in, it just feels relaxed. Relaxed with no effort. Just like chilled out energy. Just kind of that mode. Not overthinking. Not being too attached to things. But just more observing, just chill. That's kind of the mood I'm feeling around today. And we'll see, if, like I said, if there's any cool messages that want to come out, present themselves to us. Any cards or images. The Death card in reverse. Not ready for a transformation, not ready to change. A little bit of a resistance. Because we know with the Death card, that's change where there's really no going back. You know, once something went from one form into another, where there's really no way of it reverting back. Like a caterpillar or a butterfly can't go back to being a caterpillar. Butterfly can't go back to being a caterpillar. A little bit of resistance. Not ready. Hanged Man, yeah. See? Went from an 8 to a 7. Very, very big transitions. So there might be a little bit more to ruminate on, a little bit more to assess or take in, notice, being an observer. Because ultimately, these cards go in this order, 7 to the 8th. Well, we know after you're hung, you're hung up on a, you're transformed, you're dying, right? So there's a little bit of a resistance to change. Yeah, there's a little bit of attachment. This character is really in a predicament. And I feel like it's noticing your patterns, assessing where your attachments are. They say that when you die, like there's reports of people saying, oh, your life passes before you, this and that. But, I think about this situation. There's really nothing the character can do. The body is bound. They can look around and they can assess, they can think their way out of a situation or wonder how they got themselves into that situation. But I feel like it's just kind of like ultimate contemplation. What else can you do, right? What a day for a daydream. It's like one more look around. King of Swords. Cut and dry. Using the mentalism. Utilizing the thought process and putting it to action. You know, maybe that's what it is. You know, maybe there's a little bit of resistance to change because you're thinking, well, maybe there's you know, you can think your way out of a situation. Because if you've thought about it before, it's been thought about before, right? It's been done before. It can be possible. You know, the thoughts come from infinite possibility. 10 of Rods and 5 of Rods in reversed. There's a completion of ideas. You know, you're at the end line, the finish line of having your ideas in working order, or, you know, how you would like it to play out. You know, having all your plans, your thoughts, your inspirations, your ideas, your mojo, your verve. But it's digressed to a little bit of a 5 of Rods in reversed. Now it's tough, you know, being at that 10 of Rods. You're just about there, you know. And I sometimes I feel like this card, you know, the character did it the hard way a little bit. I feel like there could have been easier ways about it, but don't doubt yourself now, because then, you know, you're almost at the end. Don't have that inner turmoil. Don't fight with yourself about it now. You want to stay very, very, very sharp. Very sharp. Clear as crystal. Maybe you can entertain yourself with the coulda, woulda, shouldas, but don't be stuck there. Keep it going, because then you will have your ultimate transformation. 3 of Pentacles reversed. Oh, King of Swords upright again. So it's like a system, or, you know, a system isn't quite working out for you. It's not practically working out for you. You know, sometimes things look really good on paper and we try to put it into practical. Sometimes it's just not there. King of Swords is looking directly at that. He's shaking his head at that. Going, what? What? Sometimes it's like when your higher self is looking at yourself going, or my East Indian relatives would be like, hi, what are you doing? What are you thinking? But because, you know, the king is the master mentalist, right? He plays chess, not checkers. So looking, there's an energy of looking at the self, looking at the toiling, looking at the efforting, observing it for sure. The Sun card. Yeah, that would be, I guess, would be some advice. Just let yourself be your true, free, authentic self. Because when you're operating in your true self, you know, not hiding anything from you, being open and honest with you, operating from, you know, agreeance with your higher self, you can't really go wrong. Yeah, so there's a little bit of noticing where you're trying and it's not really working out versus just letting it work out. Just being like a child is, they just trust that they don't even care. They don't worry. They're not worried about bills. They're not worried about mortgage payments. They're not worried about a thing. They're just in the now, utilizing the now energy, right? So some really good advice is the Sun card coming, which is a really beautiful, beautiful energy. We're in our summer months right now, so that's always a really good thing too, right? And the more that you trust yourself, the more that you have clarity, you have that brightness. The crows out there are having an argument. Maybe they're doing the Five of Wands. Let it go. 9 of Rods, Empress reversed. So I feel like there's a little bit of boundaries, a little bit of borders, little maybe healthy boundaries laid down. A little bit being guarded. So perhaps there's a feeling that there's not really a lot of growth, and that's why it's almost getting into that lack mentality, that little bit of that poverty mentality of what little you have, you're trying to guard it and hold it, kind of almost like that Four of Coins energy, but see, these are your ideas. This is what you've built so far. When a thought attracts its thought to another thought, it's going to become material. It's going to crystallize. So there's a little bit of being on guard and defensive. But sometimes you do have to nurture that, right? You got some good ideas, especially don't tell others. You keep that to yourself, because you just don't know what kind of vibration somebody's operating in or what attention they're going to send to that. So if you're not at your 10 of Rods yet, which we saw back there, it is kind of a good thing to nourish that, because you're just about there, like it's all working out. It's just that final stages, right? 8 of Swords in reversed. That's good. Yes. Okay. So it's not that you're being defensive, like, you're feeling vulnerable or reactionary. It's just that you understand that you're so close. You're so close. You can taste it, and it's not doing this. It's not victimizing yourself that way. It's not. You've learned how not to do that and be confident, and keep allowing the energies to attract. So that's really good. Wow, you guys, I love it. I love it. Actually, I'm going to switch up the decks. Switch up these decks. This one I always have to give a really good shuffle. It was one of my original decks that I had acquired. Okay, any last messages that would like to come forth? Anything that would be helpful to us? Anything that would be good advice to us? Anything that we could notice and observe? 6 of Swords in reverse and not moving on. Oh, this card came up again, a nine of rods. Well, for some of you, there might be excessive protecting oneself and one ideas, and kind of being stuck in there, a little bit stuck. Three of Cups in reverse, or Three of Cups upright. But you don't need to be that way. You're not acting like that, because there is a celebration coming. There is support on the way. So where there was that Three of Pentacles back there in reversed, there's a Three of Cups coming upright. So three is it's a system. Things are really getting going. And when you attach your emotion into an idea, when you attach those cups into with the rods, then you're getting sending up that vibration so that it can be matched. So I'm glad, there's really good reason to celebrate because of not feeling on guard anymore. You've moved on from those feelings of overprotecting oneself, So that's something. Cheers, you guys. Cheers. Four of Wands in reversed. Moon card, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Okay, well, something really isn't taking off the ground. Ideas haven't really crystallized. They haven't really materialized. It's not really set in stone yet. That's because the tides are a-changing. Ebbs and flows, the expansion, contraction. It's not quite that wheel of fortune. Things are really switching out. But you'll see, maybe you're going to notice some fine print, some small details. Those will be presented to you, which you will be able to sit in your Queen of Pentacles energy, with a knowing, with the expectation that there is growth, there is life, that this plan might not be the right one. It might be, but this, to kind of keep that out of your mind right now, like if it's not taking off yet, there's a little bit more to be revealed. And Page of Swords. Could be fresh new messages coming through. Kind of also, I feel like cautioning you. I feel like, say, if this is you and your energy, this page doesn't look too happy looking over to that Queen. So keep your eye on the details and whatever is to be revealed, trusting that you will have growth and prosperity. And actually, I'm going to pull another card for this Page of Swords, because I feel like there's energy behind your back, or what you're not aware of, or really could care less to be aware of. But maybe there's some people hating on you, or wanting to bring you down, or not wanting you to have your happiness. Like Grumpy Cat. Good. Page of Cups. Yeah, there's, just be aware that there might be an energy, or kind of messages, or whether it's coming through somebody or symbolically. And if it is coming through somebody, they're delusional, they're not mature, they're they're based off their emotions, trying to, you know, they're interpreting their emotions and just, you know, running wild with it, right? So be cautious about that. So that's good advice. They gotta chill it out. They gotta dream a little bit and do all their good fun stuff, live their best life, not worry about your life. King of Swords reversed. Not utilizing your energy of being clear, or not utilizing your logic or reasoning. Chariot. Definitely there's energy not proceeding. We just had that a couple days ago, the Chariot. So, you know, again, with the Chariot card, in order for this card to have motion, the higher mind and lower mind have to be in balance, kind of like Temperance, you know, like there's got to be a little bit of balance, or else it just doesn't propel forward. And there seems to be a little bit of confusion going on, so you're not really proceeding ahead. Moon card. Okay, we'll leave it at that. There's a little bit more to the story, and maybe that's, you know, the King of Swords, the smartest guy, the smartest character in the deck, right? As far as the logic goes. And, you know, definitely, you know, there's an energy of not moving ahead, because there's still a little bit more to the story, a little bit more to be revealed, right? A little bit of things to demystify. You know, it might just be old programming that you're uncovering and unveiling, and, you know, operating in new different ways, right? And I hope you enjoyed.